live
I
yet.
don't think it's gone live yet.
Welcome back to Staying on Mish. I think this is episode 5, is that right? Have we got 5 of these
No,
bad
this is
boys?
4.
No, it's 5.
No, Kanye. Oh no, yeah. No, yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, it's 5.
Yeah, this is episode 5.
Today we're getting started a little bit late. Shout out to Big D in the studio over there waiting for us, keeping him warmed
Big
up.
man.
And we also have a special guest, a roommate, Christopher. Welcome, Christopher.
What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Of course, man.
Hi, Chris.
We wanted
Nice
Chris
to
here
meet
today
you.
because he is a big Mac Miller fan.
I would
Today's-
say he's the resident Mac Miller guy.
I'm
I
an
think he-
avid Mac Miller listener.
I think I started off liking him a little bit more, and then you kind of took over, and I kind of started, plateauing
I would
a little
agree,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
we all got that one guy that we all love,
Yeah.
music wise in the room.
No, absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
he's Kanye West. I'd say Chris is definitely Mac
I'd say
Miller.
Mac Miller, yeah.
Zane would be Travis Scott.
You're
Yeah,
MF
Travis
Doom, I'd
Scott.
say.
MF Doom, Freddie Gibbs, Biggie. It's a toss up, depending on how I'm feeling.
Depending on the day, I'd say MF Doom more than
It depends on how I'm
as of
feeling on the
recently,
day.
as of this year.
Oh, as of recently, it's big MF Doom.
Yeah.
Big villainy.
But since we were kind of getting them all covered, we figured this episode would be about Mac Miller. And Sebastian, you knew about Mac Miller. You listened to some of them. You had your favorites here and there, but you didn't
Right.
really get into them.
Right. Because so obviously growing up, right, everybody knew who Mac Miller was.
Right.
You know, he had Donald Trump,
Right.
all those big songs like that.
Spins.
Spins was big, but
The
I
whole kids album. Really.
Yeah, kids out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I didn't really think he was too crazy. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't personally didn't see the hype. And then we get to freshman year and he tragically passes away.
Yeah.
All right, rest in peace. Then we get to sophomore year, and that's when I start getting closer with these guys. And I feel like everybody just started listening to him.
Well, it
more.
was also when Circles was released sophomore year.
right.
Yeah, that was
Right,
big, yeah.
because-
In, I believe, I want to say like
I wanna
end of
say-
January, maybe beginning of January.
I feel like it was first semester though, because you, Chris.
No, because I remember listening to it when I was home with my brother. I remember like they announced that it was being released. I remember I looked at my brother and I was like, "Oh, we gotta listen to this tonight." So I definitely think it was over break.
Either way,
Right.
sophomore year came out. And I said to myself, because I heard Chris over here, he loved Blue World
Yeah.
off that album.
It's a great song.
It's a great song.
all the
I
time. I heard it
almost
all the
can't
time.
listen to it anymore because of how much I listened to it.
I heard it all the time coming from his room. I was like, all right, maybe I'll give Mac Miller a chance.
Right.
You know, I dabbled here and there, but the only really big album I listened to all the way through was the Divine Feminine,
Yeah.
Feminine, whatever, which is, you know, it's when you're in love. It's a love
That's a
love
great
feeling
album.
type. That's my favorite album by him. But then we started doing this, and we came up with the idea to give each other artists to listen to. I gave him Doom last week, and he gave me Mac Miller.
Right.
So now here we are.
Now here we are. I gave you 5 albums.
5 albums. It was
Kids.
Kids,
It was Good
Swimming, Good AM, Macadelic,
Swimming.
and Faces.
Macadelic and Faces. That's a good lineup.
That is a very
It is a
good
very
lineup.
good lineup.
I- go ahead.
Real quick before I get to what I want to
Yeah.
say, because I was telling you guys before, my opinion might be controversial.
Yeah.
I want to hear your personal thoughts where you feel on Mac Miller.
Yeah. Let me go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, so I listened to Swimming when it came out, but I didn't listen to much else besides
Right.
that before that until he died, and then I did actually start getting into a little bit heavier, and I really kind of got a little bit. I get these obsessions over artists, but that was my obsession for that summer,
Mhm.
and I really liked him a lot. And my favorite album has gone back and forth from Swimming to The Divine
The
Feminine.
Divine
Yeah,
Feminine,
kind of back and forth. I think now I'm settled on Swimming,
Mhm.
but I still think his best song is on Divine Feminine. But I don't know. I really like Mac Miller.
Which is
His best song,
on Divine Feminine.
Cinderella.
Cinderella. That's right. I forgot the name.
Cinderella.
Yeah, I really like Mac Miller. I think he's a great artist, but I do think that there was a turning point in his career where he stopped being generic and became kind of and filled in this role in
Right,
the
and
industry.
it's good that
needed
you
to.
bring up that point because that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to touch on. When did you start to really be the Mac Miller guy?
If I'm being 100% honest, after he died.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
okay.
yeah.
Like I
Started listening to
knew who
Biggie way after he died.
Right. I knew who Mac Miller was. I had heard a couple of his songs, but like at the time I just didn't, I guess, listen to that kind of music. But after he died, like it kind of, I guess, opened up like
Chris, why don't
the
you
whole
bring the mic a
world.
little closer?
I guess it like
That's
opened
too
up
far.
the
Too
whole.
close.
No,
Try
that's
to
too
turn-
close.
He's good. He's good. He's all
He's
right.
good. It's
Right
hitting.
here?
I was just making sure. Yeah, yeah.
Right
Now you're
here?
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say after he died, it kind of put my mind to like, I guess, opened my mind to like, oh, okay, like this is who he is, like, and I guess
Bless
everybody,
you.
bless you, and I guess everybody, I guess, started like, he became a hot topic. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Right.
And like,
Absolutely.
Obviously, when an artist or
Yeah.
a movie star they die, everyone's gonna revisit their stuff.
right. So I guess everyone revisiting it, I heard them revisiting it, whether it was on Twitter, Instagram, like whatever it may be. And I just like came to realize that like, damn, like I actually really like his
You
music.
really like him, yeah.
I couldn't tell you like the first song I heard from him.
Well, his
but
what about this? His introduction was swimming. Like
Yeah,
your most
that was the-
obviously
yeah.
besides like Donald
The
Trump, the
spins.
spins,
Yeah.
but
Right.
your actual introduction when you
Was
sat
swimming,
down and
yeah.
listened, and yours was
probably, if I can remember correctly, probably Blue Slide Park.
Really.
And more like specifically like Pennsylvania Nights,
Yeah.
Frick Prick Market.
Prick mark or something like
That's
that.
what it's
yeah.
called, right? Yeah. And Missed Calls and
Yeah.
Man in the Hat. Were, like
I-
kind of the first songs I can remember I've listened to him.
I gave him Macadelic because I think, in my personal opinion, I think that's out of Blue Slide Park, Macadelic, and Watching Movies with the Sound Turned Up. I think Macadelic's the best one out of those three. Where's, I don't even know. Best Day Ever as well. I thought that I like one of my favorite Mac Miller songs is on Best Day Ever, but it's not my favorite. So I gave him Macadelic. I also know he likes the Divine Feminine, and Macadelic's a little bit more on the love side.
Right.
So I thought that'd be down your alley a
Yeah.
little bit more.
all right. So
Tell us how you feel.
so like you said before, he had this turning point where obviously Mac Miller has his own style, his own way,
Yeah.
right? But that's and it's for me at least. Like I went through all these albums, and there's songs in there that I really like that I threw them in my playlist.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much I really like him.
Yeah.
I think his thing that he kind of did was maybe kind of being realistic about how sad and depressed he was.
Right.
Like, am I wrong? Is that
No, it sounds
would
about
you
his
say
later
that's
stuff for
accurate?
sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
and most of the stuff you gave
Yeah,
me, you
yeah.
know what I mean? And look, we talked about, I think on the second, maybe third episode, about how music puts you in moods,
Yeah.
right? I was telling him that no matter what you're listening to, you're gonna get put in a certain mood. Like Biggie, I told you I want to feel, I feel like I'm a gangster. I feel like I'm the man.
Right.
MF Doom, I just feel weird. I want to go doing weird stuff. Him is tailored to music. I guess I don't want to say people who are sad or depressed, because that's, that maybe that's
Yeah,
not giving him, that's not being fair. But I guess it's to people who want to be real about how they're feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who don't want to hide behind walls and stuff like that. And that's fine. It's just for me, some of the stuff felt a little too melancholic.
Okay.
To the point where it was almost just like, oh my gosh, like this dude needs help.
Yeah.
Can you like name, I guess, specific albums that made you feel that type of way?
Well, I can't say
out of the 5.
I can't say specific albums, because let's talk about the albums. I'm gonna start with
talk about kids.
You want to start with kids? Okay.
We'll do it in order.
Yeah. See,
But before you say that, I almost could argue that like with multiple albums that he has, like I almost feel like each one makes you feel a certain way. Like, yeah, definitely some make you feel like, wow, like, this is like real life, like the reality of life hitting you, and like how crazy it is and how, messed up it might be. But I also do feel like there are albums in that, like Kids, that are just like, because when I listen to Kids, I think of like, he's just like a teenager.
That's what I was gonna
growing
say.
up and
That
like
one,
he just
and being
graduated high
like
school.
just graduated high
that
school.
one out of all of them feels like the most happy-go-lucky
Right, yeah.
of the group. And I want to, we pick out our favorites.
Yeah.
My favorites from it, obviously the Spins,
Right, yeah,
classic,
yeah,
and
can't-
then all the songs were good, but the one really standout one we were literally just talking about is "All I Want Is You."
Yeah, I love that song.
That song is amazing.
I got on that song for about like a week or two.
Yeah.
That's all I would listen to.
Yeah, I was playing
And knock knock.
I was playing that game that won't be named because it sucks.
Does it though?
No, I love it. It's just
Okay.
really hard. Yeah, but I was playing that game and I was just running around, whatever. And I was like, you know what? Now would be a good time to just start listening to some music. So I put that on. That's the first song that came on automatically. I was like, oh my God.
All I Want Is You.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I put it on shuffle. I don't like listening to, unless that's how they're meant to be listened to,
Yeah.
certain albums. But I like just hitting shuffle and
Shuffle,
seeing
yeah.
what I like.
Okay.
But that's the first one that came on. And like that, I was hooked just
Yeah.
from the beginning. I don't want to need you.
Yeah.
Need
It's
you.
a very good
And
song.
I was like,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
I was like, this is good. This is really good. But so yeah, that's the most happy-go-lucky feeling one. Kids.
Absolutely.
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I could get behind
Even
that.
the name, Kicking Dope Stuff.
Right.
Kicking
Incredibly
incredibly
dope
dope.
stuff.
Oh, incredibly dope stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I'm like, okay. It's
Yeah.
fun. It's a fun go lucky. I mean, that's why they play the Spins at every gathering.
No, yeah, well,
You know what I
Spins is
mean?
It
one
is.
of those
It's
classics.
actually his most popular song right now. Like if you
I
go
bet,
on
yeah.
Spotify, because I think Apple Music does like their most.
does, like,
it does
what's
the
most
most
listened to.
most listened to.
Yeah.
Spotify does. I think just
Just
most
the
popular
per
right
month,
now. And
just the per
every
month.
time I
Yeah.
go to like his page, and I go to his page a lot, it's the Spins. It's just
Yeah.
the Spins. And
Well,
I think next one's Weekend with
that might. I
on
mean,
Good
that's,
AM.
That's
not my
another
favorite
song.
song by him, but that might be his best song just overall.
The Spins?
Yeah, that's the song that got him famous. That's the song
Yeah.
that made that album take off.
Right.
You can't. It is a very good song.
It is a very good song. And then Donald Trump obviously came out.
Yeah, but happy go lucky.
Yeah.
It's a good like if I ever want to just sit down and listen to him again and I want to feel, that's probably one of the first ones I'll go to.
Right.
I won't go through it twice like some of the other albums coming up.
Yeah.
But very good album.
All right, kids.
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 Objectively.
Yeah. What do you think?
Objectively, I say it's like a good 7.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. Subjectively, it's probably for me, it's like a 8 out of 10. Very good album. Next we're gonna go to. I don't have them in order they were released.
Yeah, I think the next one that was released is Macadamia.
There you go. That's the next one I was gonna go. Yeah, that might be my least favorite one of the ones you gave me.
I assumed that. I thought that.
Yeah. Standouts to me were Aliens Fighting Robots.
Yeah.
It's a very good song.
Thoughts from a Balcony.
Thoughts from a Balcony. A good song. Very popular. Not too crazy on it.
Fight the Feeling.
Fight the Feeling. I was just about to say that's my favorite one. Now I had a funny introduction to that one. I told you the music video. You ever seen the music video? It's just this cartoon guy running.
Yeah, it's
along buildings, mountains.
Mac Miller has my favorite music videos out of every artist.
Yeah, his music videos are very cool.
Yeah.
They're very dope. That's what I like to do. I like to, when I find a song that I like to go on YouTube and see the music video for it and then see it live.
My favorite, I just want to throw this
in.
My favorite song on this album is The Morning After, but morning is spelled MOU.
Yeah, because you're mourning.
Yeah.
Is it safe to say though, and I know you said it's your least favorite album, but I think and I could be wrong, and please correct me if I am, but he has the most features on Macadelic.
Yeah, that's the way it seemed.
Yeah,
because if you go to his other
Little
albums,
Way, Cam'ron, Juicy J,
I think
Kendrick.
But again, in this album came out in that period where he was just trying to build the hype.
Right.
So these albums are very much products of their time.
And that's what I was gonna say. That these 2 albums, I feel like he still hasn't established his type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He hasn't established the very emotional, raw, honest, never lie to your face type of thing.
And I think this is the album where he does the best out of the ones that
the ones leading up to it. Yeah. It definitely wasn't my favorite. It probably was my least favorite.
Yeah.
But I can't say, obviously, like most of the music we're going to talk about on the show, is
Yeah, the
very
album cover too is
well
not,
put
it's not
together.
on Mish, so we're not gonna show it. But the album cover is ridiculous for this.
Yeah, I
For
also
this album.
Yeah,
one thing
that's
I
how he
can
is though.
Yeah, I
That's how
know.
he is.
one thing I can say about him, he's very creative in the way that he does his album covers.
Yeah,
But I really love the namings of songs.
yeah.
The namings of songs for me is actually just some of the most creative stuff I've ever
I really
seen.
like that you said that. That's
You know,
I agree.
aliens versus robots, like you just said, the morning after, but
Yeah.
spelled
Oh,
OU.
Yeah,
You know what I
MOU.
mean?
Yeah,
1 through 8.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's very
He's good at
cool.
naming his songs.
Very
yeah.
cool naming songs.
Um,
What do you have to add for Macadelic?
Macadelic is probably my least listened to
Mhm.
album. I definitely haven't listened to every song on that one, but I think I would agree with you that it would also probably be my least favorite.
Yeah.
Mainly because I just like there's
Well, no,
not
I
many
changed that.
songs.
Listening to movies without the sound on is my least favorite.
If we're talking about all his albums,
Right, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. If we're talking about all of them,
people die on that album though, bro.
I know, and I was.
there
I
are
was,
some bangers on that one though.
There are some bangers for sure, but it's either
But it's like
for
it's
you
tailored,
or it's not.
right? I
Yeah.
would say it's tailored
To an audience.
to an
to,
audience.
to a
yeah.
Mac Miller
like you
audience.
said, some people love that album, some people hate that album.
Yeah,
Like he has one song on there, Euphoria.
yeah. I like Euphoria.
Like I like
it's
Euphoria.
not my style though.
But yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
not my style too, but like I could definitely see some people being like, oh my god,
This
this
is
song is
life-changing.
so good. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I can
But-
get behind that.
Yeah,
And then you have, I know you like Blue Slide Park. I know you didn't.
I like Blue Slide. Chris,
I think
Chris told
Blue
me to listen
Slide
to
Park
it junior year.
is underrated.
I think it's a little underrated too. Again, not my favorite.
Right. No, I know it's not
And
your
then you
favorite,
have
but you never
Best Day
hear
Ever.
people talk about like Blue Slide Park. I mean, you do. Blue Slide Park is now an
Yeah.
actual park in Pennsylvania, in
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
I thought it already
Pennsylvania.
was.
Oh, well, it already was, but I
Yeah,
think they like officially like
Yeah,
it's now
okay.
Mac Miller's like
Yeah,
Blue
Blue
Slide
Slide
Park,
Park,
and,
yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think they did the same thing with Frick Park Market. Right?
Maybe
That was already a thing.
I think the thing with Blue
Pittsburgh.
Slide Park is that there are some songs on there that I really don't like, and there are some songs on there that I really do like.
That's-
There's
I feel
no
the
there's
same
no in
way.
between for me in that album.
That is also that might be the way to encapsulate the way I feel about Mac Miller.
Yeah, when he hits, he hits.
Yeah,
When he
right,
doesn't,
when-
and that's a
If
good
it's a hit, it's a grand slam. If it's a
Yeah.
miss, he's striking out hard.
right,
for me.
and that's a good
Hard.
opinion for you because
Yeah,
I've never shown you. I feel like I've never shown you a Mac song, and you're like, it's all right. It's either, oh my god, this song is really good, or like, no, I don't really like it.
yeah.
And Best Day Ever, I believe, was actually his second studio album. Or it might have been his third, but it came out the same year as Blue Slide Park, and they kind of get lumped together because it's the same thing. It's like when it hits, it hits. When it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, that is just the way
Yeah.
I feel about him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
What is? This is a little bit off topic. What is Live from Earth?
It's just his live show,
It was a live. It's
and
just,
he
okay.
plays songs from those beginner albums from kids through watching.
But
Best Day Ever.
there's
There's like 2 or 3 unique
Earth.
songs. Yeah.
I believe it's called Earth. It's with Future.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've listened to that song. You might really like that song. That's a
There is
really good song.
What album is it on?
Live from Space.
Live from Space, right? And the song is called Earth with Future. It looks like one,
It's just,
two,
it's
three,
just,
four.
it's just the live versions of a lot of songs like Best Day Ever.
Right,
is
but
on
like
it.
In the Morning, Black Bush, Life, Earth, Exile. It's another like kind of
Mhm.
ironic. It's called Eggs, EGGS, Isle, AISL.
Yeah, see,
Exile.
I love that he does that.
Yeah.
That's awesome to me.
Can I explain to you why I gave you Good AM?
Yeah. Before we just want to say that feel like I gotta take something back. Good AM might be the first thing I ever listened to by Mac Miller
Okay,
back when
yeah.
it first came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
But-
what year did that come out? 2015.
Yeah. Keep going.
I gave you Good AM because I feel like it's the last album where he was trying to be a product of his time
Mhm.
before he switched gears and he was like, I'm just gonna be Mac Miller from
See,
now on.
you say that, and I have to disagree with you because
Okay.
for me, because that's the order I listen to is Spins, Macadelic, Good AM, Faces, and Swimming. I've
Yeah.
listened to Swimming so many times, but still, I feel like Good AM is when he had that turning point.
I think it is the turning point. That album is a turn, but I feel like it still leans towards the other side a little bit.
See, because you have songs here like The Weeknd, obviously, that might be one of my favorite songs, like
Second most popular song right now.
Yeah.
Also.
by him or just in general. I love that song. But then you have songs on here, ones
Weekend's
that
a
I
good
really
song.
like. Ascension,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that's a very like sad, emotional
And
song.
ROS.
ROS.
But then you also got songs like Brand Name, 100 Grandkids, When in Rome.
When
like
in Rome.
those are stereotypical rap early
Yeah.
2010s.
But I feel like more than Macadelic and the kids,
Yeah.
he was doing like this is where he started.
This was
it.
his turning point.
Yeah, this is where he started. it.
Yeah. You want to talk about this album, and then get to Faces before we move on to?
No, we could talk a little bit. You want to talk about Good AM?
I always thought it
pretty
was
much
pronounced
agree with
God
what you
AM.
say
Yeah.
about Good AM.
What'd you say?
I said I almost thought it was. I used to think it was God AM.
Yeah, I remember when we went to go.
Yeah.
When we went to Connecticut right after
Yeah.
COVID, you were like, "Yo, you ever listen to God AM by Mac?" I was like,
It
"Good
actually-
AM."
It's funny. It actually almost annoys me that like it's spelled GO:ODAM because,
Yeah.
like I said, I thought it was God AM too.
Yeah.
And I see that, and I for some reason I can't like process my mind that it's Good AM.
I think if the album
Can
cover
we
was like
even confirm that
alarm
that's what it's
clock or
called?
something?
It's
It
Good
could
AM.
be
Good
Go ODM or something.
no, because it's
Who
supposed
knows?
to be it's supposed to be a time. The time is supposed to be good.
Oh,
right?
Good AM.
That's the time of the day.
See, like I've just had that
Yeah.
epiphany.
This guy knows stuff.
Yeah, so I think that if the album, I like the album cover. It's not my favorite. I think that if it was like an alarm clock and it said GO and then like one of those old time.
Mhm.
He is
fashionable-
yawning.
I don't know if
that's a
he's
good point.
yawning. I always thought he
I
was,
thought it was
screaming.
but I think now that you pointed it out, I think it is.
Well-
yawning, like, low key. His eyes are closed.
His eyes are closed.
Yeah.
I would personally believe that he's yawning, so it's like Good AM. I agree though. I don't think it's the best album cover, but like
Yeah, it's probably my
Yeah.
least favorite. But I like the album. How'd you feel about it?
I liked it too.
Yeah.
I liked it when it first came out. I liked it when I
Oh goodness
not-
gracious!
would nonstop listen to it.
I got it.
Freshman year of high school. Did you get it?
We got some
both of them?
AirPods on
both
the
of them.
floor over here. Chris, look to your right, man. Who's that?
That's not us.
Oh, I mean, shoot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, Big D, when are we getting our picture up there, man? He doesn't know.
They don't tell Big D
They don't
anything
tell
over
Big-
here.
Big
Shit.
D, they say Big D run the shows, and that's it. You're on a need to know basis.
But Good AM.
I liked it. I really liked it. Happy birthday. I liked it when it came out. I liked
Yeah.
it when I would nonstop listen to it freshman year of college,
Okay.
and I liked it now.
Yeah.
You know
All
what?
around solid album.
Yeah, you know why I really like that album?
Mm.
Because more than anything, the weekend on it
Yeah.
just takes me back. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. It's a classic.
I feel like
weekend,
no
yeah.
matter where you are in point in time, you listen to the weekend, and even if you didn't have a connection with the song, it'll take you back to a certain time in your
Yeah.
life when everything was great. It's not that everything's not great
No,
now.
no, of
Obviously,
course.
we're getting older. We have more adult problems, adult worries, but it'll
Yeah.
take you back to a time
You didn't have that.
where you didn't have those. When your
Yeah.
biggest problem was getting your driver's license
Yeah.
or that
Yeah, like passing a road test.
passing road test. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
kid problems.
The
That
first time.
that's when that just takes me back to that.
I feel you. Just trying to direct traffic, Chris. Would you agree or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd
Did
agree
you?
with
Did
that. It's
you?
pretty spot on, honestly.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd say
can't really.
I agree with you. That's why I wanted to.
I'm a man
get
of
your
many
opinion.
You
words.
know your stuff, man.
I know myself.
There are some songs on here that I really liked, but again, it wasn't Mac Miller enough for me yet. It
Mhm.
was almost there. It was getting there, and there are some songs, and the ones that are more stylized towards his modern
Right.
reputation, those are my favorites. But it just wasn't there quite yet for me.
Mhm.
But overall, very solid album.
See, that's the thing that I love about this album because the first time I listened to it, it was like one of my first experiences to Mac Miller. But by the second and most recent times, a couple days ago, that I went back with retrospect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Went back saying, okay, I listened to Kids and Macadelic, and he's not the Mac Miller I know him for yet. And then I went back and heard it, and I was like, okay, he's starting to get there. And it made me appreciate that album and where he got to
Right.
even more than that.
Right. Man, just talking about it just makes me emotional, man. Like, really, rest in peace.
I know.
I mean, that was what a crazy turn of events for this guy. Yeah, he has such a promising career.
I
You know,
know.
and he was still had lots of ideas for
He
albums.
just he
27 years old.
had a lot of issues,
You know,
had a lot of demons.
He was like coming off his prime. You know, he still had a lot of life to give, a lot of good
especially
music to make.
since like right before he died, he was almost done with Circles. And I know you didn't get Circles to listen to, but I thought Circles was a good album.
Oh, I
It was a
love
little bit
Circles.
yeah.
I love Hands. Hands.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Hands,
Hands is one of my favorite songs.
Blue World.
Yeah.
Blue World's good too.
I screwed myself over by listening to Blue World too much.
Yeah.
Because like I hear it now and I'm like, okay. But like Blue World's just a good song, just like you're driving in the car
it goes
and you
crazy
just wanna
in the car.
blast music. Yeah, it goes insane.
Mhm.
But
When I want to show someone, introduce Mac Miller to a new friend, to a friend who's never listened to him before,
I don't think I would give them Circles.
I give them Blue World though.
I would give them.
the Blue World is a different
Blue World almost
style of
yeah,
Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Like Blue World is not like the I would say the norm like song you give them.
In my opinion, Blue World is Mac Miller at his best. That's why I do that.
No, you see, it's funny you say that. I feel like you're talking about when you talk about like Mac Miller just being a regular artist. I feel like Blue World might be one of his most regular songs.
Mainstream songs, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. But I wouldn't just hop in and throw Euphoria in.
No, but I would probably hop in and throw, if I wanted to show someone Mac Miller, I'd show God Is Fair, blank Nasty.
Yeah, a little bit stylized. But
that is definitely
Blue
the
World.
most
Blue World
Mac
is
Miller.
right now his fourth most popular.
What's his
song
third?
With The Weeknd.
What?
Weekend with featuring Miguel.
Wait, so first is Spins.
First is The Spins. Second is Self-Care, which we haven't gotten to swimming yet.
You know what? That might be the first song I show them to show Mac Miller.
We'll
get to it. We'll get to it.
So it's The Spins, Self-Care, Weekend, Blue World, Good News.
I like Good News.
Good News is almost like for people who really love Mac Miller, like Good News is the first song on Circles, right?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Good News is the first song they released before they even released Circles.
Yeah, I believe so.
And I remember listening to, like, I remember first seeing that Good News was released, and I remember like first listening to it, and I like Good News, but it's almost you listen to Good News and you're like, wow.
Yeah. I like it.
Like, it just hits you differently. It might not be his best song ever, but it was the first song he came out with after he died.
Yeah.
And it just like it definitely hits different.
It does hit different, especially with the context. And I do want to get on track to what I specifically told him to listen to, but I think Good News really embodies that album.
Right.
As a whole.
And I know you gave him
I
know you gave him
I didn't give him Circles. I knew he already listened to Circles. That's why
right. And I know you only give him 5 albums, and I know, like, I guess that's what we're trying to stick to, but I just almost feel like you can't talk about Mac Miller without talking about Circles. Just because
I feel like we could.
I was trying to go in order. If you guys want to talk about Circles right now, I don't.
No. I was gonna say we can. I want to talk about these 2 albums, and then we can just talk about all in all, because I really want to talk about the Divine Feminine.
Yeah, we'll talk. All right,
I really want to talk. So we'll circle back to
Faces.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Still love you.
Do you?
Don't be mad at me.
This is why they keep me around, actually, just to talk about Mac Miller.
Chris keeps me grounded. So,
Faces was released as a mixtape back in 2014. I listened to it.
You put me onto it. I had no idea what Faces was until you showed me Here We Go.
Because Here We Go is my favorite song on Faces. I listened to Faces in its entirety a couple of years ago, and I liked it, but because it was on SoundCloud and there's like ads and everything.
Yeah, like, you go on SoundCloud for 2 or 3 songs, and then you get upset, and you're like, I hate SoundCloud.
I had my 2 or 3 songs, and Here We Go is the first song on that album, and that's one of my favorite Mac Miller songs.
And SoundCloud always gets you because it's like you said, there's like 2 or 3 songs on there, and then you don't listen to those songs anymore, and then it's like you go like 6 months, you're like, oh, all right, there's no song.
You're like, oh, I'm tired of my music on Spotify, Apple Music.
It's a very long album. It's an hour and a half, and they had a different artist make a music video for each song
for Faces
on release night. And they
we watched it.
Remember?
Yeah, I remember now. That was cool.
What do you think?
So I used to think that swimming, or no. I used to think that swimming would be my favorite of here.
Yeah.
And you showed me a couple of songs
from swimming,
some Faces.
Oh yeah.
It was Thumbelina and Great Here We Go.
I'll give him Here We Go.
But you showed it to me.
If I remember
when I was playing it, and then you came out of your room, it was like I didn't hear any lyrics. All I heard was that beat. And
Oh
play it
yeah, you're
again.
right. You're right. I do remember.
You
That was
played it
this
on your
year.
speaker.
That was
I
this
think we were
first
going out that
semester.
night or something like that. And I remember you were like, "Yo, did you ever hear this song?" And it was like,
because Face was announced, and I went back and I looked at it. I was like, oh, this is still in my favorites.
So I only heard those two songs, and then I want to say like a month or two ago, I heard Insomniac
with Rick Ross.
And I was like, this song's awesome.
Who Rick Ross and I know you agree with this too, kills the whole song.
Yeah, he kind of ruins it a little bit, but
Thank God his part is not that long, and I think the first part of Insomniac where it's just Mac is really good.
Yeah.
It's just him spitting,
yeah.
Which almost proves his potential too.
Yeah.
It's like he can do this. Like he can.
He's a hip hop artist.
Very versatile guy,
Very
I will
versatile,
say.
yeah.
and proven with these 5 albums, because I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of them are very different and very similar in many different ways.
Yeah.
And it's just like he can compete, man.
No, for sure.
Yeah, so then we started doing this, and he gave me that album, and I wasn't confident in, how much I would really like them. But I have to say, Faces out of the 5 is definitely my favorite.
Really?
Wow.
I really
Wow.
like that album.
I did not
Welcome-
think you were gonna say
welcome
that.
to the
I
dark
told you
side,
I had
man.
some hot takes.
Welcome to the dark side.
Told
dude.
you I honestly cannot give it enough praises.
Yeah, it's
Colors and Shapes.
Colors and Shapes is good.
Diablo.
It's
Diablo
so
Wedding,
good.
Happy birthday.
Thumbelina, Happy Birthday. I really
Happy
like.
Birthday is
Here
so
we go.
good.
Even just the intro song, Inside Out.
Malibu, Angel Dust, Here We Go, Inside Outside.
I was about to say my favorites are Angel Dust and Wedding.
Yeah.
Wedding.
Wedding's
It's just a
so
really
good.
it was originally a mixtape, but it's such a good album.
I love it,
It's a
dude.
great-
I
there's
cannot
almost-
give it enough praise.
It's funny that you say that too, because it's like I didn't think you were gonna say that. I thought you would have probably
Told you I had
said-
those hot takes.
Yeah, that was.
I told him. I told him before we came here.
He
I had
did.
the hot takes.
But I always said that Kids is my favorite,
Yeah.
but Faces is also the only album where I have every song liked.
Yeah.
Really.
It's I mean, there are like 1 or 2 songs
Yeah,
on Faces that I don't like. Like I'm not
It's
a
a
huge
very
fan of.
long album.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Apparition, and I don't think I'm a huge.
I liked
fan.
Apparition a lot.
Sometimes it comes on, and I'm like, "What is this song again?" Maybe I haven't listened to it enough, honestly.
What about Bonus? Because the bonus.
that?
track.
I actually, I, do
I
like
wasn't
like
too.
that
I wasn't
song.
too crazy
I know it's
about
not your
that one.
style. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
I like that
song,
one.
I wasn't
yeah.
too crazy.
I don't
about
really
that.
like Apparition, and I don't know. I'm kind of. I want to say almost Polo Jeans, but
Polo Jeans good. Polo Jeans.
Polo
is so
Jeans.
Good.
Polo Jeans is good, but I feel like you got to catch me at the right moment for that song.
Yeah.
See, and again, that brings me back to the he's either a big hit or a big
Right,
miss.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I really do like this album. The cover art is amazing.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, the
They-
cover. The
Um,
cover
The
art.
original cover art wasn't 3D, but they made it 3D for the.
That might be
re-release.
my favorite
Yeah.
cover.
I almost would. I like the 3D, but I kind of like the
The original.
2D.
Yeah.
just
Have
flat.
you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't think it needed changing. It's cool. It looks more modern.
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, but like I said, just super creative guy.
And they released Colors and Shapes. I mean, I know this whole album has been out. It was a mixtape, but they released Colors and Shapes technically first.
Yeah. As
And
a single,
and
yeah.
as a single, and I feel like that Colors and Shapes leading into that album
ridiculous.
is
And
ridiculous because like with the album cover, it's just colors and shapes,
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
And you ever see the music video for that song?
no, I have not.
That was the only
That's
one
a-
that they made
that's
a
a
real
really
music
cool
video.
music
Yeah.
video.
I want to go. I want now that you say that, I do want to check it out.
That might be my
That's with the
favorite.
dog.
Yeah, that might be my favorite Mac Miller
Yeah.
music video.
But yeah, so when I first gave it the first run through, and I know you guys said it's both long, but I kind of like that. I like my albums longer rather than shorter
Okay.
because it is very subjective. If
Yeah.
the album is like an album like Scorpion,
Yeah.
where it's really long and I'm just at a certain point, I'm like, dude, end it already,
Yeah.
then I hate it. But when it's like this, when it's all around just great banger after banger after banger, I'm
Yeah.
just like, dude, never end it.
Would you
Yeah.
would you say that like would you rather a lot of songs that are shorter or less songs that are longer?
I'm more of a less songs that are longer type of guy.
Yeah, me too.
'Cause there's so many songs that I love so much that are
Yeah.
2 minutes long, and I get upset when I have to restart it.
Not to bring up Kanye, but My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. has like half the amount of songs as other albums, but they're just as long.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
talked about Runaway being 8 minutes long.
Yeah.
I don't
Which
even
is
wanna
like-
think about that.
Which is funny too, because like you look at songs that were made in like the 80s, the 70s,
yeah.
and
They're long.
some of those songs are 10 minutes
Yeah,
long.
no problem.
Like
yeah.
I just feel like people in today's age just won't listen to a 10-minute song.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
agree,
And like
yeah.
I'm not saying there's something wrong with them. I just don't think it would do as well
No, attention
whether it's like a
spans
3 minute
aren't
long.
as
Like Led Zeppelin has like a couple like 8-10
Yeah.
minute songs. and
Stairway to
it's,
Heaven.
it's like 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I think T for
Well,
one
the-
is like 8 minutes.
W-
But
so
anyway,
when I
Mac Miller.
started listening to this, besides the songs that I had gotten from you, I heard Diablo coming from your room all the time. And when
Yeah.
I first heard it, I was like, oh my God, like I can't listen to this again. So I skipped it. But then I went back in my second run through. I was like, wow. I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
But I will say the only thing on this album that gets me not upset, but uncomfortable is I think this one out of all of them is the most depressing.
More than
sounding.
swimming.
More for me, more
that's,
than
that's another hot take. I would say Swimming is his most
wet, dude.
depressing
Songs
one.
like
I'd put them
Wedding,
equal.
Yeah.
Angel Dust, dude.
Yeah.
Angel Dust, I really
Yeah.
like it, but it's almost uncomfortable to listen to. You know,
Yeah. Well, that's his sound though.
and that's what
You
I'm
know
saying.
He capitalized.
That's why
on
he's
that,
not.
yeah.
I like him.
Not your favorite. No,
not
I
my
get that. It's not
favorite.
for, it's not for
Yeah,
everyone,
that's a good
yeah.
point though, because if you ever listen to the lyrics of Happy Birthday, he's like, "There's
Yeah.
a birthday party happening upstairs, and it's all for me. Who the cares?"
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Some of it is really dark stuff,
Yeah.
and you know, like obviously I know life isn't
Right.
apples and oranges, you know, but it's just like
But he almost like
I think he almost perfected that sound.
Yeah.
He almost makes music to help people get through troubling times.
Right.
Like
You
you're
know?
not alone.
Yeah. Yeah. He's that
Like,
type of
yeah.
artist.
And
yeah.
that's you know, you can hear
But he was genuinely that type of guy, though.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because like he never showed it.
he was-
I feel like he never showed that he
Give
was
me your
like
phone real quick.
that he was like that. You know, there was stuff going on, and you know,
Yeah.
like because you ever see videos of him, he's like
always happy.
always
But
happy,
dude, same
always
thing
smiling.
with Robin Williams.
Yo, when
Right.
have you seen that video when he's with the Schoolboy Q on the bike
Oh yeah.
and they're messing around on
yeah.
the bike? Dude, that video cracks me up.
You
all
ever
the
see the
time.
tweets between them?
Yeah, those are definitely not on Mish, but those tweets
Yeah.
are hysterical.
yeah.
But like even you see him in the studio and he's producing because he also did a little bit of production and he was pretty decent at it too. And you just see him like just the littlest things about this song, like the little things that make a song special. And he would just listen to those little things when he was producing and just like I think it's in one of the music videos.
He's also like like we were saying.
yeah.
He's also like musically gifted.
Oh,
Yeah, very.
that
Like,
that
He can,
is.
I'm pretty sure he can play the piano.
Yeah,
And he
plays a
can
lot
play
of
the
instruments.
guitar.
He plays a lot of
I'm pretty
instruments.
sure
plays
on
a lot of
Diablo that's
instruments.
him. The
Yeah.
na-na-na-na-na,
Yeah.
you know.
And
But
his production name is Larry
Larry Lovechild.
Lovegood or something.
Okay,
Metal
let me look
Fingers,
this
Metal
up.
Yeah,
Face.
he actually put out a jazz album. under a
Yes, he does
different
have a
name.
jazz
I never
album,
listened
yep.
to it, but
Really?
yeah,
Maybe I'll
he
give it
did
a
Larry
listen.
Lovegood or
Larry Lovestein.
Lovestein.
So-
Steen, yeah.
So he actually has a different like account, I guess, on Spotify, and it's called Larry Lovestein and the Velvet Revival, and it's just all jazz.
That's actually pretty
And
cool.
this is
Yeah.
this is the album art. We can't show it on camera. It's not on Mish.
Are you showing him you
Yeah,
with the
I
I
would.
never listened to it. I think I might do it tonight. Actually, it's only 5 songs.
Yeah,
but
no, I would definitely. I'm definitely gonna give that a try.
Yeah,
But there's one album I believe that he features Larry Lovestein.
he does. He does the same. He has a kind of a similar thing to MF Doom, where he'd do that once in a while. Like it wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, moving on to swimming. It's so easy, the time gets lost. But
know, right?
moving on to swimming, this is probably my most listened to Mac Miller album.
Yeah, it's definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How did you feel about swimming, Chris? 'Cause
Love
I
swimming.
know you love circles.
I love circles, love faces, love kids. Also really love swimming.
Okay.
I've listened to swimming a good amount, and there's probably songs still on swimming that I would still like, but
Yeah. Go ahead. I see your face over there.
Yeah, he just reminded me of something. I'll talk about it later. No, I really like swimming, and like I
Okay.
said, swimming was my introduction to Mac Miller.
Yeah.
Come Back to Earth, Hurt Feelings, Self Care, Wings. These are all songs I knew. I didn't really give it a listen. He actually, again, one of my favorite Mac Miller songs. He put me onto What's the Use.
Yeah.
That's
Classic.
like
Great song.
that's
Great
another
one.
like good sounding song. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
What I would say about this is there's no real mainstream bangers, but it's just from start to finish, it's a trip.
Oh, it
And
is.
I
Yeah,
love every
Yeah.
second of it.
yeah. This is definitely one of those albums that it's a journey. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? It takes you on a trip, and the whole time you're having a good time. You're sad. You're this. You're that. But it's a good time. Wings too.
Yeah.
But there you go with the sad. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, I know.
That might be his most like sad sounding song.
Would you say this is his saddest album?
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of on par with Faces, but I think he goes out of his way more to show, like, through the music itself, to show
See,
his
On
that's
Swimming?
on Swimming. Yeah.
Okay.
that's a very good point. The lyrics on Faces might be sadder, but
Yeah.
the beats and
The
the
actual
way
Yeah.
sounds of the
Like
song.
Come Back to Earth.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Wings,
sad.
you
What's
know-
the use? It's like
Come Back to Earth
just
is one of my
even that
favorite.
whole
And
song.
yeah.
when I went through my breakup, this was the album that I had downloaded for my plane ride and everything. This was one of 2 or 3 albums that I just listened to on repeat when that was going on, just no skip.
This past one.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love this album.
it's a great
I
album.
really do. And like I said, it was my favorite until I gave Faces a whole listen through.
Yeah,
I might get Faces on vinyl.
I want
That's
Faces on
that's
vinyl.
I don't buy a lot of vinyls, but like that's a vinyl I would buy.
Yeah.
It's so
you
cool.
know, I only got the bangers on vinyl, as shown by last
the
episode.
first lyrics on this entire album is "My regrets look just like texts I shouldn't send," and dude, that's the first thing you hear when this album
Yeah.
starts, and just like it's just a trip all the
It's
way
a
through,
very
man.
sounding album.
And then the last song, actually, I don't know if 2009.
Yes, I was just gonna talk about this. I think I know what you're gonna say.
2009 is a very important song because that was a freestyle.
Yeah.
And his friends,
Oh, was it really?
Mhm.
they were like, you need to put that on the album.
They
You
they
need to
actually
really,
said they cried.
yeah, while he was freestyling.
While he was freestyling, they
Yeah.
cried. He was in the studio recording this, and they were out here crying.
Yeah, it's a song.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna put it on Swimming.
No, I know.
His friend, like I think his friends convinced him to put it on Swimming.
And then he performed. He did. I forgot what it was called. It was those little performances where with the
Tiny Desk.
Tiny Desk,
and he performed.
concert.
He performed. That's my favorite rendition of 2009 when he performed on Tiny Desk.
What else did he do on that set?
There was a couple. It was mostly Swimming, I believe, right?
Well, because usually they go on there to
Yeah.
promote an album.
Yeah, I think
You
it was
know,
Swimming.
so they're gonna play a little bit of songs.
Oh,
from
and
back then.
it was the other one that you like with I forgot the name of it. Anyway, yeah, we'll sit around and go through it later. We'll talk about it. But yeah, dude, I love Swimming. I knew you kind of already. I didn't know you listened to as much as you said. I didn't give you Divine Feminine just because I know you already.
Oh,
liked
just
it.
that,
Yeah,
dude. That album I listened to.
a lot.
That one's
yeah.
on rotation.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that. We have like
yeah.
we have a little bit of time left.
Yeah, we'll finish it up. Swimming.
But yeah,
You like Swimming?
Love Swimming.
Great album. Great album.
yeah, all around, because we're gonna talk about him. But
Yeah.
this experience was a little bit eye opening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This was a little bit because I knew I didn't like him. Not that I didn't like him.
Yeah, no, I know
That
what
he
you mean,
wasn't
yeah.
for me. But then I listened to him more and more, and then I heard it, and I was like, okay, well, at least I have a decent understanding of why he's not
Yeah.
for me.
And you have respect for him.
Oh,
too,
dude,
yeah.
I will die on the hill. Like he said before, like you cannot deny that this kid did not have
Talent.
a musical
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
an actual. That's the thing that I feel like we're gonna talk about a lot of people on the show that just naturally gifted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it is
Absolutely.
such a shame that he passed away.
Yeah. I think there were some people that were just made to create art, and he's one of the few people that I believe were actually put on this earth to create art.
When we
Yeah.
grow up and we talk about our kids, tell our kids about like artists of our generation, he
Yeah.
is up there.
Yeah, I agree.
He is an artist of our generation. The same with Kanye West.
I agree.
And
100%.
other people I can't think of off the
Yeah,
top of
Aubrey
my head.
I think
Yeah, Degrassi.
I think Aubrey Graham,
Yeah.
Degrassi. I would almost argue that I feel like, yeah, like I do agree with you. I think he is an artist of our
Artist
generation, but
without
I
a
think
doubt.
he's more the artist of like kids from like 95, 96, 97.
Oh yeah, because he was coming out with
they're the same
music.
age at that time.
Yeah,
So it was like,
it was definitely more tailored to them. But I think now that we are at that age where some of this stuff is actually like you said, like you listen to it during your breakup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
mhm.
it hits a lot harder.
Yeah, and one of the reasons I started listening to him was, like I said, after he died. But I remember my brother used to love Mac Miller, and
Yeah, he was Mac Miller was. I feel like Mac Miller was big around the same time Wiz Khalifa was big.
yeah,
You know
and
what
my
I mean?
brother is 27, gonna be 28 this year. I believe Mac died when he was 27.
Yeah, 27.
So I guess a little bit older than my brother.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was one of the reasons why I also started listening to him, because my brother put me onto him too. So like
Yeah.
I heard he had died, and my brother was like, "You don't know who Mac Miller was?" And I was like, "Well, I do, but I never really listened to his music." And he was like, "Listen to this song, like listen to this, listen to this." I remember being like, "Wow."
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. Mac
No,
Miller
he's great.
he's an
This was a
artist
good
and a half.
experience.
And
I knew I was gonna get him when
No,
we
I
did
know.
this. I knew off the bat it was
Yeah.
gonna be Mac Miller, but
I gotta give you Mac Miller.
I am
Divine
glad.
Feminine, bro. Lay it on me.
yeah, dude.
Did you listen to Divine Feminine?
Not really a big fan.
Okay.
Divine
Fair
Feminine.
You know
enough,
why?
fair
And
enough. It's
I'll-
not for
I
everyone,
would say
yeah.
my favorite song is "Dang" with
It's a good
Anderson
song.
.Paak.
It's a great,
Anderson
it's a great
.Paak, that is
song.
That was probably my favorite song. It's a
fantastic
really
song.
good song, but I personally don't like the whole erotic like scene it has, I guess.
I think Macadelic is more of an erotic scene.
Mm,
No, you're right. You're right. I give you that.
I'm also
yeah.
not in love, so
yeah.
that might also explain some things.
Yeah.
But I just like, because I remember last year you tried showing me some of those songs, and I was just like, I just really don't,
Yeah.
like at the end of Fight the Feeling, like it's just, how Fight the Feeling
Yeah.
ends, right? Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll sit there, like I love that song, but at the end I'm like, okay, well I can't
relate.
I can't this I now have to turn this song off because it's on a speaker, and
Don't want everyone hearing
don't want
that.
everyone hearing that.
The end of that song is especially
but like that's Mac,
appropriate.
like
yeah.
that's him. That's what he did.
Not on
Um,
Mish. I believe that the people who are replacing us are coming in. Can I tell you my favorite song off?
Yeah, I
Divine
wanted to
Feminine?
ask you guys, like,
What's your favorite song?
favorite
off?
song,
Yeah.
favorite Mac song out of every album?
I was gonna tell you my favorite song off. I
Just
mean,
those five.
I think the best song he ever made was Cinderella. But if I'm listening to Divine Feminine, bro, the intro song, Congratulations. I don't know if you remember how.
Yeah, I'm not too crazy on that.
I really like that song a lot. It starts off. He goes, "Is this thing on?" He goes, and then the piano starts, bro, and just.
Can I
takes
see
you.
that real quick? Because my
Yeah.
phone won't load. Obviously, my favorite on this album is God is Fair, Blank Nasty.
Yeah.
But Soulmate's really good.
So, dude, that whole album is just.
Do you know what I mean? But Chris, if I would have to pick like a favorite Mac Miller song
Out of every album,
like
single it down to one song. Because I know what I would pick. Do you know what you would pick?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
I am really tied between two songs. There's two songs that like it really is just by the day. Like I'll decide. It's Hands from Circles.
And is it What's the Use?
And no,
I would have said What's the
my
Use?
favorite part with Ariana Grande.
That's
Oh,
also a
wow.
great song.
Because
yeah.
me
It's
and
especially hard
Yeah.
after everything else.
me and my girlfriend love that song. I think she's
Okay.
watching.
Is she?
I love you.
Hi, Alex. If you're watching.
I don't know. Will it say if she's there?
Yeah, no, she's not watching.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
I take.
We're
Well-
wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up.
But yeah, no, that song's amazing. My favorite part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See me, I got you covered.
So it's one of those
I
two.
love you. It's one of those two.
Okay.
It's a really hard toss up. And Hands I love just because of that. Yeah.
See, like that, and that's the thing I kind of appreciate about your music taste too, is that like I would have never thought you would have liked Hands.
No, I love Hands.
Yeah.
I
So
love Hands.
Sebastian surprises me pretty often.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Mac Miller song?
Like I honestly think hands down Nike's on my feet.
Nike's on my.
Kids.
You love that song,
Dude,
I can't. I have to be honest with
every-
you. I cringe at that song.
I
I think that
love
song
that
is
song.
so cringy. Like I hear it, I'm just like.
It's not my favorite, but I like it.
I can appreciate
There's
the
just
Nas
something about
sample.
it for me. Like I don't know what it is. Like
No, it
that
speaks
song
to
comes
you.
on and I doesn't get skipped for me, like in the
Yeah,
car.
it's also a fire sample. It's a
Right.
popular sample too.
Big Nas.
Just to end it off, my favorite Mac Miller song is Cinderella.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. The outro might be one of them.
I've
You
been
know,
waiting all
yeah.
night for you, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Who do you think you're getting?
I think I'm gonna get a Tribe Called Quest.
It's not Tribe Called Quest.
All right, lay it on me.
It's not Tupac. It's not
Biggie.
Freddie Gibbs. It's not Biggie. This one, I was actually thinking this is a surprise. I'm gonna give you Currency.
Out of left field.
Out of left
Dude,
field,
I
I'm
might
gonna
not
give
know
you.
a single Currency.
That's
song.
what I'm expecting. And
All right.
Currency has maybe 1 million albums.
All right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
give
he's
you.
also on a whole bunch of other songs.
I'm gonna give you Spitta Andretti. I'm gonna give you Currency.
All right.
All right.
Awesome. I'm excited because honestly, if I ever listened to him before, I didn't even know it. You
Yeah.
know? So I mean, you're introducing a new artist to me. Look out for that next week. You know when to find us.
Episode 6, Currency has been staying on Mish.
Staying
Christopher,
on Mish. Christopher,
appreciate
thank
you
for
for coming.
joining us. Yes,
Thank you
seriously,
guys for
good.
having
thank
me.
you.
Appreciate it. This was
And
fun.
we will see you guys next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Have a good one, guys.
Peace out.